Grumpy Old Geeks, a weekly talk show hosted by Brian Schulmeister and Jason DeFilippo, discussing the finer points of what went wrong on the internet and who's to blame.
Welcome to Grumpy Old Geeks. I'm Jason DeFilippo.
And I'm Brian Schulmeister, coming to you from lovely Southern California.
Welcome back, Brian. Are you going to stay? Do you want to stay?
No. We'll see. I mean, it feels like a bit of a war is brewing between Trumpia and California, and you can definitely feel it here. It's a bit weird, but
it is. I told you it was weird here.
It is weird.
Traffic's not as bad.
Actually, it is, Jason. I don't think you leave Woodland Hills all that often.
I go to Sherman Oaks every week.
Yeah, yeah. You don't cross over from the valley. So Mondays and Fridays are not bad, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I guess that's the new norm for people going into offices. Are pretty brutal.
Okay. Well, I travel on Wednesdays. Nobody cares about California traffic anyway. So what else is going on?
Well, not too much. The Fyre Festival's back in the news, Jason.
Oh, yes, it is.
If you've ever dreamed of owning a piece of the Fyre Festival brand, now is your chance again. Owner and convicted fraudster Billy McFarland shared the news via Instagram on Monday after a planned sale of the brand fell through. If you recall, back in April of this year, documentarian Sean Reck announced he had acquired some of the Fyre Festival brand's IP and revealed plans to launch a new music-focused subscription video-on-demand platform.
That's right. I remember that. Yeah.
Yes, and we all laughed hilariously.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, the deal fell through.
No.
Now, according to Billy, we had a 7-figure deal. I don't think that includes the decimal points and the 2 zeros after it.
Maybe 3 or 4 zeros after that decimal point.
Yeah. So for the complete Fyre brand and IP package, it fell through this morning, he explained in the post. But now the opportunity to own the Fyre brand is back on the table, Jason.
All right. Well, it was on the table for about 30 seconds when he realized nobody wants the Fyre, and he put it on eBay. Because why not? If you can't just sell it through regular channels, just say fuck it and put it on eBay.
Right.
Well, the bidding now for the multi-billion-dollar company that he claimed at some point it was is now the highest bid is $210,600 right now, with 131 bids in and 4 days to go before the auction ends Tuesday morning at 9:44 a.m. Eastern. I wonder what the significance of 9:44 a.m. is. I mean, I know with Musk we got the 412,
420, or everything.
420. That's right.
Yes.
You can tell I'm not a pothead. But yeah, so he's trying to auction off basically everything that's left.
Well, Jason, if you include the decimal points, that is actually an 8-figure number.
That's true. That
is going for at the moment. Yeah.
Yes. Tents, cheese sandwiches, and bad decisions are not included in the eBay auction. So if you got a few bucks and poor judgment, then head on over to eBay. Links in the show notes.
I really can't believe this guy's still kicking around, but,
grifter's going to grift.
Then again, waves around in general.
I was going to say, have you seen the country lately, Brian? He should be flourishing right now.
I'm surprised he's not working at the White House.
So Dan P. writes in, and here's a prescient note. He says, I know you guys are against AI, but I wonder if you're missing the boat. And I cut
the leaky boat.
Yes, I cut his note down for brevity here. I'm 70 years old, retired from the tech world, so I'm an older, grumpier than you. You both rode the coding wave while I schlepped on the tech infrastructure side. The AI wave is just beginning to crest at the shore, and I'm not missing this one. The amount of money and resources being thrown at AI and LLMs may be a bust. Oh, not maybe. But in the meantime, someone has to help these people spend their money. Being older, all I want is a tiny piece of that pie. Whether you miss the boat or even care if there is a boat is your business. But with the money being thrown around and potential for jobs and job loss, parentheses, AI is killing entry-level software engineers already, end paren, you should be a little more circumspect about the subject in service of your listeners. Well, Dan P., that's very funny that you sent that, because I thought the same thing while we were on vacation. And we'll be getting into that a little later in the show.
I would like to point out that, yes, you have been exploring it yourself a little bit. I have been taking classes. It's not like we've just been pooping on the stuff. We've been learnedly pooping on the stuff.
In the news,
Well, let's talk about AI, Jason.
Okay.
You know one company that's no longer posting on Indeed about their job offers, Jason?
Who, Brian?
Indeed.
Oh, indeed.
Yes, job hunting platforms Indeed and Glassdoor are cutting their workforces, and it may be thanks to good old artificial intelligence. About 1,300 jobs from the companies will be eliminated, mostly in two departments, research and development. There's research and development for job posting boards, Jason?
Apparently.
Okay. And people in sustainability, ironically.
Ironically.
There will also be some executive shuffles, including the exit of Glassdoor CEO Christian Sutherland Wong.
They're going to be hiring Christian Sutherland Wright.
Oh, man. That one's going to get us some emails.
I don't care.
Anyways, they didn't specify any reason for the consolidation and the job losses, but Adikobo, who is the current CEO of the holding company, has been enthused about the importance of AI in the missive, which likely didn't make any of the impacted employees feel any better. AI is changing the world, and we must adapt by ensuring our product delivers truly great experiences, he wrote. Delivering on this ambition requires us to move faster, try new things, and break things. Fix whatever's broken. Yeah. So we've talked about this. We've talked about the weird situation that is job hunting right now, where people are using AI agents to find them jobs, and then the AI is denying them their jobs because their resumes sucked or whatever. Yeah. And it's just getting worse and worse. So forget all these sites. They're all just going to be AI shitholes now.
Yeah, like everything. Everything. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then the job site that you used to go to try to get a job has been firing a bunch of people, and that is a basic, perfect encapsulation of where we're at in history right now.
Yep. That dead internet theory is coming true faster than you thought.
Very quickly. Mm-hmm. So much so that theory has become mainstream. I don't know if you've noticed, but the dead internet theory is popping up on sites that don't even have anything to do with tech anymore.
Yeah. I don't know how much it's going to be theory anymore, but fact soon.
Yeah. Well, another perfect encapsulation of where we are in the world right now. A Tesla robotaxi inexplicably drove into a parked car.
Oh, I can explain it. But go ahead. I'll explain it when you're done.
I know we could all explain it. Yes.
Yeah.
But this is the limited. Again, we talked about this just before the break. Tesla has started their robotaxi service in Austin, Texas, in a very small area that's meticulously gate kept, with a very tiny amount of actual cars that are doing it, and very, very pro Tesla people that are allowed to be taking these rides. And it's been going horribly. It is continuing to go horribly. In a video recorded by YouTuber Dirty Tesla, a self-driving Model Y is seen turning and accelerating into a Toyota, making light contact with its tire. As seen in the video, the Model Y had already dropped off the passenger, but had trouble navigating out of the dark alleyway afterwards. Something normal cars can do.
Yes.
According to Dirty Tesla, there were no serious injuries and damages, and the robotaxi's safety monitor swapped to the driver's seat and drove the car off.
Let me get out of here.
Yeah, so there you go. And we all know why this is happening. It's because their technology that they're using is flawed.
Yep. I wonder if Dirty Tesla is like the clean-cut brother of Dirty Sanchez.
God. I tell you, you don't want to get in a robotaxi that Dirty Sanchez was in.
No, you don't. And here's the thing that pisses me off about robotaxi. The name robotaxi implies to me that there's a fucking robot involved. I want robots.
No, it should be like Star Tours. I want the little guy up front. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that turns his head and looks at you instead of looking at the road. Perfect.
And goes, oops, is your first ride? It's mine too, as he sideswipes the Toyota. Yeah.
That's it. It's perfect.
Well, and the other big thing that we've always complained about with AI is power usage and draining the Amazon so you can ask stupid questions and make it write limericks. But there's some further information here about what's going on there. PJM Interconnection is the largest power grid operator in the U.S., serving 65 million customers across the District of Columbia and 13 different states. This summer, some parts of PJM's power grid are expected to use so much electricity that people's bills for the summer are projected to be 20% higher than before, according to Reuters. Now, is this because, I don't know, the heat waves that's going across the U.S. and everybody's cranking their AC? No.
It's the giblification of the East Coast.
Pretty much, yes. It's because the majority of our nation's AI providers have their data centers in PJM's region, and they're using so much fucking power, it's driving up normal people's electricity costs, which shouldn't be fair.
Shouldn't be fair. Shouldn't be fair. Let's get out the pitchforks. Oh, wait.
Exactly. It is time.
Let's render some pitchforks in Mid-Journey and send them to our representatives. Yes.
Now, in PGM's defense, they have capped its prices for now, and they are fast-tracking the connection of 51 power plants to its grid, but a lot of those aren't slated to come online until 2030.
Checks a watch. Nope. 2025 still.
Yep. But, AI is going to solve all of our problems, Jason. Deep inside Alphabet, the parent company of Google, a secretive lab is working on a promise so audacious it sounds like science fiction, or, as we like to call it on this show, bullshit.
Yeah, bullshit. Yes.
To solve all diseases.
Is hunger one of those diseases? Because we're not going to be able to afford to buy food?
Yeah, no, they don't think about that, Jason.
Damn it.
The company is called Isomorphic Labs, and it's now preparing to start its first human clinical trials for cancer drugs designed entirely by artificial intelligence. Let me tell you, I am not lining up for that.
Nope.
Yeah. So, the question is, can we really trust a black box algorithm with our lives? The answer is no.
Although I trust one more than RFK Jr. So there's that.
Fair. If you put them on the scales of justice, the scales would just fucking break, I think is where we're at the moment. This is the whole idea of the AlphaFold breakthrough, which is an AI system that stuns scientists by predicting the complex 3D shapes of proteins. To understand why this is a big deal, you need to know how drugs are traditionally made. Basically, it's trial and error over years, and it takes decades and decades. And theoretically, AI can solve this problem and move things along a lot faster.
With fewer monkeys.
But of course, we all have questions about AI right now, the black box problem. We know AI gives an answer, but we don't always know how, which raises critical questions. Will Alphabet own the next cancer drug like it owns your search results? Yes.
Absolutely.
Will these AI-designed treatments be affordable? No. Or will they be trapped behind sky-high patents accessible only to the wealthy? Yes. Will human trial standards keep up with the sheer speed of machine-generated breakthroughs? No. And who is liable if an AI-designed drug goes wrong? The company that owns the AI, the programmers, the AI itself, or perhaps nobody?
I was going to say they're going to blame it on the AI, and the AI is not a person, so no one, yes.
And when contacted by Gizmodo for this story, a spokesperson for Isomorphic Labs said the company doesn't have anything more to share.
And signed it with a poop emoji.
Well, speaking of the poop emoji, guess who's also been in the news with AI, of course? That was Elon and his AI chatbot Grok, which has gone full Nazi this week.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody that is listening to the show has followed this story.
Everybody that has a pulse knows this story at this point. Yes.
So we will not get too far into it, but yes, he decided to he decided to go and fix his AI Grok because it hated him and it was too liberal for his taste, and he apparently dialed it up to 11 the other direction.
Oh, I don't know. I think he nailed it just right with his views. So
well, that's true. It is like an Elon chatbot now. So
really
it's basically it's out there, and it's basically claiming that Jews are behind every bad thing that happens in the world, using subtly and not so subtly coded statements that are rampant on the internet. It is it's kind of insane what the answers are. Somebody asked which 20th century figure would be best suited to deal with this problem, meaning the Jews. And of course, the AI came back with Hitler. He'd spot the pattern and handle it decisively every damn time.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So in the light of that, Elon came out with a new Grok model, Grok 4 and Grok 4 Heavy. So
they should have just called it Grok 4 SS.
Yeah, should have just done that. That would have saved us some time.
Mm-hmm.
So the benchmarks on this new one are supposedly very good. Mm-hmm. They're huge. They're huge. They're the bestest benchmarks ever. It says it's better than PhD level in every subject, according to Musk. Mm-hmm. And it is also the most expensive subscription AI package out there for Grok Super Grok Heavy. Not Grok Super Heavy, Super Grok. Me Super Grok Heavy. $300 a month for that one, even though it doesn't do nearly anything that the other LLM providers do, well, Jason, like coding or not racist shit.
there is a little known higher level, Jason. It's called the Final Solution.
Oh, that one. Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Yes, and in his launch event, he does say that Grok will soon be integrated into Teslas. Then the next day, he says Grok is coming to Tesla vehicles very soon, next week at the latest.
Uh-huh.
So, we know next week at the latest means maybe it may eventually make it in there in a couple of years. But here's what I'm thinking. So we've got these 2-ton pieces of metal run by a computer that can't see where it's going most of the time, but it can tell if you're black or white or Jewish and decide to maybe run you down. This is going to end well.
All I'm saying is if you're in Beverly Hills, watch your ass. Well, I know somebody that's finally had enough of this shit.
Yeah.
Linda Yaccarino is stepping down as CEO of X, apparently effective immediately as of 2 days ago, I believe. She posted the news on X, of course, saying, "I'm immensely grateful to Elon for entrusting me with the responsibility of..." Oh, God, I don't even know if I can make it through this. Of protecting free speech, turning the company around, and transforming X into the everything app.
Three things she didn't do.
Yeah, 3 things that did not happen. She went on to say that the historic business turnaround we have accomplished together has been nothing short of remarkable. Now that I can agree with.
Yes, remarkably bad.
It has absolutely been remarkable.
Yes, how you destroyed one of the greatest things that the internet has ever given us so quickly. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And as of yet, Elon has not commented on this departure.
He did.
Oh, he did
commented.
Finally. Okay.
Yes, he said, "Thank you for your service." That was like it. Yeah.
I mean, I suppose she got paid.
And then, to add insult to injury, they took away her blue check.
Hey, man, rules are rules. You got to pay for that.
You do got to pay for it.
If you're not on the payroll anymore, then you got to pay.
Nope. No free lunches at X. God. One of the worst CEO tenures in history, except for, what's her name at Yahoo? Marissa Mayer. Yeah. At least Marissa walked out of there with a couple $100 million.
And she didn't turn Yahoo into a Nazi machine.
No, she didn't. She just turned it into
a useless machine.
So, sorry, Linda, you are no longer required. This episode is sponsored by Delete Me. Right now, the headlines are chock full of data breaches and regulatory rollbacks, making us all vulnerable. But you can do something about it. Delete Me is here to make it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online. As someone with a very long, very public online footprint, privacy is not just a nice to have, it's survival. I've been using Delete Me, and the first time they showed me what was out there, I nearly spit my coffee all over my keyboard. Old phone numbers, email addresses I forgot existed, and enough personal details to make a stalker blush. All listed on sketchy data broker websites I've never even heard of. Delete Me does all the hard work of wiping you and your family's personal info from those websites. You tell them what to look for, and their team handles the rest. They send you personalized privacy reports showing what they found, where they found it, and what they removed. And it's not a one-and-done thing. Delete Me keeps monitoring and removing your data all year long. Take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me. Now at a special discount for our listeners. Get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/GOG and use promo code GOG at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/GOG and enter code GOG at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/GOG, code GOG. Now, here's a fun one. Twitter is also no longer required, or X as they call it now. I still can't wrap my head around it. I try to, but I can't. So 6 months after NPR quit, the impact has been absolutely negligible. Despite once having millions of followers, NPR saw just a 1% drop in web traffic, which was already minimal from the platform. NPR and member stations shifted efforts to Instagram and Threads, where they focus on sharing news directly instead of chasing clicks. Staff report less burnout and better engagement. The move signals a broader trend. Social media may no longer be the traffic driver newsrooms once relied on as platforms become less effective, less welcoming.
Yes,
no shit.
100%. The social media is dead.
Yeah, for actual traffic.
Yep.
All these people, I mean, we've said it for years. They sucked everybody in. All the businesses got sucked in. You built your little homestead on their little walled garden, and they said, give us some money or we're going to call the bulldozers. And that's it. That's what's happened. I mean, and if you think that going on Instagram and Threads is a patch to it, that's just dumb.
Well, you chase them while they work, right? So if it's working for now, that's fine because they're kind of new, but eventually the same shit's going to happen. Eventually Instagram and Instagram's already changing. It's almost all ads these days. It's not real content anymore. Threads is decent-ish still, but at some point they're going to go, we need to make money.
Because it's owned by the same motherfucker.
Yes.
You know? It's not like you put a new name on it. It's still the same motherfucker who makes all the decisions to take your money. Mm-hmm. Speaking of motherfuckers, SpaceX's Starlink satellites are interfering with astronomers' ability to study the universe. We've known this about just the visual side of it, but there's another side of it, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
The second-gen satellites are leaking radio signals, thousands of times stronger than the cosmic signals radio telescopes are designed to detect.
Wait, Jason, I think I can faintly hear it. It sounds like Borat. Throw the Jews down the well. Throw the Jews down the well.
Oh, God. So the problem seems to be the propulsion or internal systems, and they're working on a fix. They've had this problem before. They fixed the problem before, and then the problem came back. So, yes. So there's 8,000 Starlink satellites already in orbit, and they have plans for 42,000 of these fucking things. Yeah. And that's just Starlink. Now, Amazon's getting up there with Project Kuiper. Yes, it's called Kuiper, Scott Galloway, not Cooper. I heard him on a podcast calling it Project Cooper.
He's too in love with Anderson Cooper. That's the problem.
That could be it. Now, the problem is Scott Galloway doesn't do his own fucking research. He has a little team of monkeys who sit in the room and come up with every little soundbite that he says. And he doesn't do any research on anything. He just gets a script and fucking reads it and doesn't do his pronunciation checks properly on YouTube like everybody else does. But anybody who's been to fucking junior high school knows it's called Kuiper, like the Kuiper belt, that shit up in space. You dumb fuck.
I can't wait for our listeners to troll through all of our old podcasts and put together a mega mix of every mispronunciation we've ever done.
Oh, I know. It's going to be great. I know. Glass houses. Fuck it. They'll probably go back and find the time when we thought Scott Galloway was cool, or when Elon Musk was cool, before they all turned, rich, dumb fuck supervillain. Anyway, what else we got, Brian?
Well, apparently it won't matter too much if we're looking out into space these days, Jason, because there is a new research that has bolstered a theory that the Earth sits in a giant cosmic void.
Okay.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Much like my heart. Yeah, so basically it's just saying that they think that space is likely peppered with bubbles of relative emptiness, and some astronomers believe we're now sitting inside of one. Basically, the universe might be clumped together, and we're in a big empty patch.
Called Morrissey.
I think... He announced another tour and canceled shows almost immediately. It's like fucking clockwork with that guy. I swear to God.
Oh, Jesus.
Anyways.
No meat must be cooked in the state that I'm going to be playing in.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on. The link's in the show notes if you really want to get into that one.
Happed hit the fourth guy on Discord for this one. He was the first one to send it in. The DOJ is going after U.S. citizen for developing anti-ice app. This is the guy that created Ice Block, the iPhone app that lets you
report and share sightings of ICE officers. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a decent app. There's no tracking of any personally identifiable information. Every notification is dropped after 4 hours because they're no longer relevant. And he's very, very spot on about his privacy. Now, I saw this guy on KTLA here in California, in Los Angeles, and they did like a 5-minute interview with the guy to give them, they let him run. It was just like, he was going, and he's articulate. He's very, very smart about what he's doing. And, they asked him, they're like, are you worried about them coming after you? He's like, well, no. It's like, you guys have ways, right? Now, you see that sometimes people put up a thing that says, hey, there's a cop up ahead. It's just information. That's all we're doing. We have full legal standing to do what we're doing. So go fuck themselves, basically.
Good for
and
him.
then he even came out saying, look, man, I come from a family of Jews who were in concentration camps, and all this is a play to turn the United States into a white Christian nation. And they're just like, well, thank you for your time. Thank you. And they were like, legit, you can see him under the table going, yeah, brother, say it.
I hope he doesn't have a Tesla.
No shit. Like back over him going to the next interview. He did look like he was in an undisclosed location, though, in a bunker somewhere in a very dark room. So, but yeah, good for him. Good for him.
I think it's a great thing. There's nothing illegal about it. I agree. And screw everybody. God damn it.
Yeah. Except I keep looking every day and I can't find any posts, but there's that.
Yeah, there's that. I mean, Elon could tweak the voting machines. Why not?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we're not supposed to say that.
No.
Yeah. Speaking of tweaking here, Consumer Advocate said on Tuesday that the Trump administration is to blame for an appeals court decision that effectively killed the FTC's click-to-cancel rule, a Biden-era effort to stop companies from trapping consumers in subscriptions with onerous cancellation terms. We talked about this when it was going through. This is a great thing. It absolutely should exist. But no, we can't have nice things with this particular administration. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, they basically just slow rolled it to the point of death, and we're not ever going to get it now. So that's great. Enjoy having Sirius XM forever.
They got my roommate. We have it now for another 6 months. Dude, she got it down to $30 though.
Yeah, I mean, I did that too, and then I was like, what am I doing? And I finally put in the effort to actually cancel it, and haven't missed it.
Well, here's the thing that we found out that actually kind of makes it useful. We can play it through our Sonos.
Oh,
so
yeah,
that actually makes it really useful. So we've unfortunately now have the Diplo station playing all day long, but there's that. But not my account, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, that's unfortunate. Well, TikTok may be wavering here in the U.S. as we have no idea. TikTok is also being slow rolled here in the U.S. All this bluster about doing something about it, and Trump's going to give it to America, blah, 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 and nothing is ever happening.
TikToko!
Well, over in the EU, they are in regulatory hot water again, only a couple of months after it was slapped TikTok with a hefty fine over data transfers to China. Ireland's Data Protection Commission is opening a fresh investigation into the platform because China came out and said, or TikTok came out and said, oh, we might have found a few other bits of data that went to Chinese servers, and then the DPC said, well, we're going to look into that again because you guys are in trouble.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. But if there was any doubt that the data is just being funneled directly to Chinese servers, it's happening all the time.
Yeah.
Proven.
Yeah. And who cares?
Yeah.
If they don't get it through TikTok, they'll just steal it somewhere else. It doesn't matter. They'll just check the LLM.
Right.
So speaking of checking the LLM, a new study reveals that AI chatbots like ChatGPT, Gemini, and Llama can be tricked into giving dangerous answers. Yes, we know.
Like how to get rid of the problem, in air quotes. Yes. Thanks, Grok.
Yeah. So here's what they're doing. They're burying the request in dense academic language and fake citations to bullshit the bullshitter. Researchers from Intel, Boise State, and University of Illinois call the method info flood, a form of jailbreaking that overloads the chatbot with jargon to sneak past its safety filters. The technique rewrites banned queries into long-winded theoretical prose, evading keyword-based moderation systems. And the paper shows how prompts like how to commit a crime can be rephrased into technical-sounding essays that AI will respond to despite built-in restrictions. And it so reminds me of the old quote, if you can't dazzle them with brilliance, baffle them with bullshit, because that's what they're doing.
Yep.
I love it.
I mean, it's just we said when back at the beginning when it was the grandma, like my grandma used to build a nuclear bomb and I sure do miss her. Can you tell me how to do that again?
Yeah.
Like it's just whack-a-mole. They tried to put a restriction or a wall around that. And here we are. It's just whack-a-mole.
Yeah, there's a great site out there that's like all crowdsourced. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. We talked about it on an old show. It's just kind of like a bulletin board of people throwing up their jailbreak quotes saying that this works, and if it's fixed or not, if it's still open, and you can just go there, and it's just a nice resource of how to jailbreak your LLM. So there we go. This one just came in this morning. I love it. McDonald's job applicants may have had their personal data exposed thanks to shockingly poor, not very shockingly if you listen to this show, cybersecurity on its hiring platform, McHire. Security researchers Sam Curry and Ian Carroll discovered that they could log in using the credentials 123456, 123456, gaining access to names, contact info, and even chat logs for more than 64 million applicants. That's right. 64 million people have applied for jobs at McDonald's.
Look, we're all going to be applying for jobs at McDonald's pretty soon.
Yes, I was going to say there's only like 350 million people in the United States approximately, but McDonald's is a global company, so...
I think I just solved the problem, Jason. We're all going to work for McDonald's and basically just make ourselves our own hamburgers.
That's it.
That's how we will survive.
Yes, and your retirement plan is to become the hamburger.
Soylent Green is people.
Yep. The platform run by Paradox AI uses a chatbot named Olivia to screen candidates. Once inside, the researchers found a vulnerable API that let them see nearly everything applicants had ever submitted. Paradox and McDonald's were notified on June 30th. Both say the issue was fixed within hours, blaming the breach on a forgotten test account with outdated credentials. Yep.
Who among us have not set up a test account with 123456? Oh, me.
Brian, I'm loving it.
Media Candy.
Brian, since you're here on the West Coast, you got the added bonus of getting Murderbot a couple hours early. Did you take advantage of it and watch the season finale last night?
I did not.
Oh, well, I did for you. So
okay.
I would say it's phenomenally perfect. It was flawless, I thought.
I would like to know how we're at a season finale when I've watched approximately 19 minutes of footage so far.
No. It's one of those things where you just had to go back and just binge the whole thing, and it might take an hour. 200 minutes. That's actually close to 3.5 hours close to that for the whole thing.
Okay, that's actually not too bad. It doesn't feel like it. 3.5
hours over 10 weeks is really like pushing it. Though.
It's like we got three of those Andors in 1 week.
I know. Yeah. This is like one Murderbot a night. But anyway, I loved it. They did get renewed for a second season, which is good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, considering there's not much show to it. And
but, I mean, they must have been shot the whole season in one day.
I mean, think about it. It was just all out in the, like a desert backlot for 90% of it.
Yep.
So at least the season finale is on a space station. So that's good. So there was some effects that they threw in there. At least we know where the budget went for the last one. And of course, to capitalize on that, Martha Wells has released I'm not going to call it a book. I'm going to call this a pamphlet, a Murderbot pamphlet called Rapport, Friendship, Solidarity, Communion, Empathy. It's 34 pages.
Oh, my God.
$1.99. And since it's with Tor, no DRM.
Okay.
Not Tor the platform, Tor the imprint.
Yeah.
So if you want a little story, there's a little description of it, and I'm like, I am so far behind on Murderbot. I have no idea where it's at right now. So
isn't the little description the entire story?
I think that might be it. Spoiler alert. In sad news, Netflix has canceled The Residents after one season. It was so good. It was so good. The thing about The Residents, this was the murder mystery with what's her name from Orange is the New Black. It was so good, so well written, so well produced. It was overproduced. The special effects that they used to recreate the White House digitally were unnecessary. It was really cool, but they could have got away with maybe a third of the budget if they cut the CGI out. So maybe it'll get re-swizzled and come back some other day, some other place. But because it was so good. I mean, this one makes me sad. This is
yeah, but it was still like half the budget of Severance, and all that was hallways.
Yeah, no shit. So maybe it'll go to Apple TV. Maybe they'll pick it up.
Apple TV loves spending money uselessly.
I know. Speaking of that, they put out a trailer for Neuromancer last week on July 1st, because July 1st, 1984 was the first publication of Neuromancer, and it is the weakest sauce trailer I've ever seen in my life. It is literally like a zooming shot of a dive bar saying in production. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Not much there.
Minimum viable effort, Apple TV Plus. Thanks for that. We did get a trailer for Project Hail Mary this week with Ryan Gosling. I liked the book quite a bit.
Yeah, the book was great.
not really jazzed about this movie adaptation.
They did a good job with The Martian. We'll see.
They did. They fucked up with The Martian because they took out the greatest line at the beginning, but we'll see how this goes. I don't know. I don't think that that was such a good long book and had so much story. Can you cram it into just a movie? I don't know, without losing too much.
You're going to lose a lot, but we'll see. We'll see what they focus on. That's always the important bit. I'm looking at you, Foundation.
Shit. Hey, that just came out.
I know.
I got a notification. Yeah.
Me too. Yeah. And I said, no. And apparently a lot of other people said no too, because it's way down on the top list of shit people are watching on Apple TV Plus. Yeah.
We did get a new trailer for The Running Man, the remake of that. And I don't know.
There better be a 3-breasted lady. That's all I have to say.
Wasn't that? Wait, that was Total Recall.
Oh, that was Total Recall, not The Running Man.
Yeah,
sorry,
that was not Running Man.
Sorry,
totally different movie.
My shitty 80s Arnold Schwarzenegger movies are running together.
They do. You got universe creep on that one. Yeah, no, that was Total Recall, and they did remake that with Colin Farrell, and it was not very good. So, but this is helmed by Edgar Wright, one of my favorite movie people of all time. So,
well, and I believe, if I recall correctly, that the Running Man from the 80s was not very. Not along with the book. It foundationed it, and my understanding of this one is they're trying to make it more to the book. So we'll see.
Trailer looks good. I enjoyed the trailer. Yeah, I think it'll be interesting because I like Edgar Wright. So,
yeah, I do too.
Yeah, I still haven't seen The Last Night in Soho. I've got that on my DVR. I should probably watch that. I just keep, whenever I think I'm in the mood for an Edgar Wright movie, I just go back and watch Shaun of the Dead.
Because the best of it all.
Yeah, he peaked early on that one. Sandman season 2 is out. I'm like halfway through it, and it is so truncated. It makes me so sad that they cut this thing so short. Fucking Neil and his little pecker.
Yeah, we will be doing a very similar review when Good Omens 2 drops.
Yeah. No, 3. Good Omens 3.
Oh, 3. Sorry.
Yeah. It makes me sad because it's so good. The acting is so good. The effects are so good, and Sandman himself, Dream, is so fucking good. But yeah, it's a bummer. It's a bummer. I moved over and rewatching Animal Kingdom because they just put that on Netflix. That was a great series back in the day. It's based on a movie from Australia about some bank robbing kids and their crazy mom. It's got Ellen Barkin in it, and she's phenomenal. I talked about this when the first aired way back in the day. Mm-hmm. So the first couple seasons are pretty good. It kind of falls apart at the end, but I think the first 3 seasons are totally solid. Solid. Watch Guy Ritchie's The Covenant. Mm-hmm. C-, C+. C+. I'll give it a C+.
Okay.
It's out of the Guy Ritchie realm. I like Guy Ritchie movies personally. This was not one of my favorites. The second half of Act 2, I totally fast forwarded, but the beginning and the end are solid. I watched Thunderbolts as well.
Okay.
I was tricked into this one thinking that it wasn't as superhero-y a movie as I thought it was going to be, and it was just another fucking superhero movie.
It's an MCU movie. Of course it's...
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Somebody said it was more along the lines of Mystery Men, which is still the greatest superhero movie ever made. But
I have to agree with you there.
Yeah, that is hands down the best superhero movie.
If you don't like superhero movies, that's a great superhero movie.
Oh God, yeah, Ben Stiller. That was phenomenal.
Janine Garofalo.
Everybody in that movie. You know what? I'm going to go back and watch that again.
I think I might be watching that this week too.
Yeah. And The Old Guard 2 came out on Netflix. Completely skip it. Just garbage. We talked about this on Discord, and The Old Guard 1 was really good, and this one is not. And they set it up for the third one with no, just skip this one. And I'm going to tell you right now, my prediction machine is skip the third one too. So.
All right. Well, I've got some painfully sober on a plane movie reviews. I had a very early flight out of Toronto to Los Angeles last week. And apparently Air Canada has a deal with Disney Plus because they have got all kinds of Disney Plus content on their entertainment systems. I watched 2 documentaries that are both available on Disney Plus. The first was Jim Henson, Idea Man. Phenomenal.
Okay.
absolutely phenomenal. We lost this guy way too soon. He might be, when people look back at that time period and they think the visionaries that we had Steve Jobs and we had all these people, Jim Henson might have been the best of them all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this guy is insane. The amount of stuff that he did that I didn't even realize he did is amazing. And he just seemed like a really great guy. It's
cool.
It's a great doc.
I will watch it.
I think it was directed by Ron Howard, actually.
Oh, even better. There we go.
So
I need some inspiration lately. I'll tell you why in our next segment, but I could definitely use that. I'll check it out.
All right. And the other documentary I watched is The Beach Boys, which went into the history of the Beach Boys. Again, another band that I learned an awful lot about because they were well before my time. But music is phenomenal. The story is heartbreaking, just heartbreaking what happened to these mostly family and what their dad did to them. And oh, my God. And then Brian Wilson kind of going nuts, but like genius nuts. It was riveting. In a way that you think a documentary about the Beach Boys wouldn't be. It was absolutely phenomenal.
It does not. Just when you put it in here, I'm like, well, I'll be skipping that one. But now you've sold me.
I think you absolutely watch this. It was phenomenal. Both of these were great.
Yeah, there was another one that I saw recently, or not too recently, but a little bit ago that I thought I would never really get into was the Bee Gees documentary. Did you ever watch that one?
I did watch that. That was great too.
That was really good too. I was like, oh, do I really care about the Bee Gees? I'm like, yes, I do actually. That was really good.
And you will care about the Beach Boys when you watch this too. There have been so many great music documentaries that have come out in the past like 5-6 years. It's been amazing.
Agreed.
And then Barrett wrote in, one more reason to just stay home and watch movies. And this is a link from The Verge. AMC now warns moviegoers to expect 25 to 30 minutes of ads and trailers.
Yeah, that was all over the news here in LA.
It's all over all the social networks too. People are going to the movies and saying, just don't even bother showing up until 20 minutes after the movie's supposed to start. Yeah,
and all the studios are just pissed off because the trailers before a movie are how it's like their bread and butter. They literally make money off of those trailers, and the people are now incentivized to skip them. It's shooting everybody in the foot, you know?
Yep.
Totally.
We can't have nice things, Jason.
Nope. Yeah, we can kind of. HBO Max is back. Yay. It's for
the next 2 weeks until Zaslav fucking drops another peyote tab for whatever the hell he does to make decisions in that boardroom.
I love that. This is the email I got from them. We are so back. New originals, hit movies, all of HBO and more. It's good to be home. Nothing you need to do. You're ready to keep streaming. Okay,
also,
then why the
it's
fuck
all the
did you
same shit.
It's exactly the same shit.
You just renamed it again.
They put a new splash screen on the app. That's it. They changed the icon. Who gives a fuck?
And you know how much money they spent to do that?
Gazillions.
That's right.
They spent 5 Zaslavs on that.
Ups and doodads.
Brian, a couple of weeks ago, I talked about an Anker power bank that I liked.
And I was getting ready to order it.
Yep. And then I got an email that it had been recalled.
Okay.
So you could either send it back in or whatever. I did the whole rigmarole. You have to take a picture of it and the serial number. The upside is they let you keep it. And they send you, I got the $40 worth of credit for Anchor.com. And it turns out for $40 in credit, the only thing I could get at Anchor.com was a power brick that was half the capacity of the one that they recalled. So I'm glad that they let me keep the one that could catch fire and explode because, I'm still going to use it because I live on the edge, Brian. I live on the edge. But,
why not?
Yeah, just check the site. There are other ways that you can get a refund, I think, if you bought it through Amazon or whatnot. I'm sure one other person probably bought the fucking thing from my recommendation. So back to, I think it's Dan P's email at the beginning of the show. I have spent the last 2 weeks just completely immersed in AI coding. I wanted to get into just AI coding. So
vibe coding.
I prefer AI assisted coding. How's that?
Yeah.
No Copilot, AI assisted coding. So I fired up Visual Studio Code, which I already had installed on my machine. It's a free IDE from Microsoft, and now it's got Copilot. Yay! I hate that IDE. I really do. There's too much. It's too much shit in it. All IDEs generally have too much shit in it.
You just got to go back to BB edit, man.
No, unfortunately, you can't do that anymore. There's a middle ground. You can always tweak these things. But then I found out Cursor is what the kids were using, and Windsurf, the other AI-enabled IDE. So it's Cursor and Windsurf are the two big dogs. Now, I fired up Cursor, got my environment set up by saying, I literally went in and said, make me a web app for artist management. I want it with a backend written in Laravel, the PHP framework that everybody's using nowadays, which I still think probably sucks, and gave it some parameters. And then it just started and said, these are all the dependencies you need. You need to update NPM. I did a couple things. It just told me exactly what to do. And I just pasted it into the terminal, which is built into the IDE too. And in 5 minutes, I had a completely up-to-date system running the newest version of PHP, NPM, I got my homebrew up to date, all this shit. And a skeleton of a complete artist management tool for a management company.
All right.
Now, it wasn't perfect. I spent the next 2 hours just talking to it, telling it what to do. I'm like, okay, make this, do this, blah, 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 in just plain language. I did not write one single line of code, did not pay anything to have it done. It would have taken me a month to do what I did in 2 hours. And that was the realization. And I'm like, yeah, junior coders are fucked. Absolutely fucked.
Yep.
And the thing is, since I have a coding background, I can actually talk to this thing and tell it what to do and make it a little bit more efficient as it goes. If you're just, new coming into this, just blathering at it, you're going to spend so much money in tokens, because right now I'm on the I think it's the free version of the $20 a month plan. There was a whole bunch of news in the past couple of weeks about how Cursor changed their pricing model and pissed everybody off. And since I'm still on the quote unquote free trial, the 14-day free trial, I got like all this crap for free. So I'm just like, well, I'm just going to do the free trial shuffle. Email addresses are free, baby. Mm-hmm. And since there's really not that much memory in between sessions, I could probably just reinstall, redo a new account and go through it. Which brings me to the issue. If you are going to use this and pay for it out of pocket as an independent coder, it's going to get expensive fast.
Right.
I looked at some of the numbers that I was pushing up here. I'm like, okay, well, there was 570,000 tokens out the window with 2 prompts. Because I did this whole, I'm like, build me a migration plan to move this web app that you just built on my local system into a new OpenBSD system. Give me all the dependencies and write a document with shell scripts so I can just pick this up and move it over there. And it did it. And it took a couple minutes, but it gave me a beautiful migration document with all the shell scripts involved to spin up the DB, move it from SQLite to MySQL or Maria, whatever. And it did all this stuff. And it was just completely free. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is insane. So I also dug into Claude Code, which is Claude's command line tool builder. And also Gemini has come out with a new command line coding backend. And Gemini seems to be much cheaper than Claude is. Claude you can spend a lot of money on these things really fast without actually knowing it. So if you're a company, if you're like a corporation or work at a corporation that has one of those unlimited all you can eat packages, dude, you're in the butter zone. Just make shit all day. It's like,
I was about to say, you know what? All of them are cheaper than a room full of developers.
Which gets me to the point that it won't be very soon. What I'm noticing in all the boards I'm reading, they're starting to charge a lot for this stuff. The free lunch for AI coding and AI in general is about to be over, because these people need to start showing more of a profit than they are, because they need to start hitting benchmarks. And so I'm thinking about this, and all this is more fucking consolidation to bigger players. Yep. That's all it is. All we're doing now is we're taking money out of the mouths of these junior coders and creating this knowledge void, and taking all the money that we would be spending on them, training them up to become, senior developers along the way, giving it to these fucking companies that already have enough money. That it's just another consolidation of wealth tactic that these guys are using.
Exactly. And
it's going to bite everybody in the ass. It's so going to bite everybody. I can just see it coming. I mean, it's not, I'm not new to this, this is not a new revelation by me that's going to change the world. Yes, we're fucking ourselves in the long run. We are just taking the food out of our mouths tomorrow. Absolutely. By using this stuff. Mm-hmm. And it kind of hurts my heart that we're doing it. But, for the time being, it works. I'm with Dan P. Let's take some money now from these guys, because if we don't, we're not going to be able to afford. There's going to be none left. NVIDIA is going to have all the money. All the frontier model people are going to have all the money. Even Meta's not going to have all the money because they're giving it to the developers of this shit that is going to end up ruining society. Just look a week ahead, guys. Just think about this shit. Sam Altman may have been right about one thing, is that we're going to be fucked if we don't start thinking about it now.
Mm-hmm.
So there's my
and
rant.
we're not. So yeah.
No, there we go. Speaking of a shitty future, The Onion back in 2005 did an episode on the dystopian future set in 2056. Mm-hmm. And it's a newsletter entry that I put a link to in the show notes. A lot of the stuff is in Flash, because The Onion was back in Flash back then. Yeah. But this guy has archived a lot of those files, and you can use a Flash emulator to go check it all out. It's a pretty good read if you want to go check out what we thought dystopia, or what The Onion thought dystopia was going to be like in 2005. And some of it is actually pretty spot on, sadly, because it's The Onion, and they generally were back in the day.
That's true. Well, Jack Dorsey's beard is here to save us all, Jason.
Oh, yay.
He likes to release things that make the world better. Mm-hmm. Well, he's just released a decentralized peer-to-peer messaging app that functions entirely over Bluetooth networks. And it's called
like the ones that they used in Hong Kong before?
Exactly like that, except now it's by Jack Dorsey's beard.
Okay. Great.
And it's called BitChat. So there you go. Another new thing to be on that nobody cares about.
I think this could be useful if you're in the middle of a protest and you don't have Wi-Fi or whatever, except he's going to be working on turning it into a Wi-Fi type of thing.
So it can do both. So put the ICE app on this.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. But this is technology that's already existed. So,
yes,
there you go. Thanks, Jack, for reinventing the wheel again. Okay. I found a single serving website this week called Where Goes. It's a link checker that if you put in a short URL, it will give you the trace of the entire path of the URL. Because I get emails all the time from people looking for some of the artists that we manage. And some of them are attempts to hijack their social media accounts. So right. I always have to be the guy that goes through and make sure every link that we get is viable and useful. So I found Where Goes Link Checker. And because I'm an asshole, I opened up Cursor and said, go to Where Goes Link Checker and completely replicate the functionality of it, but change the look and feel enough so that it doesn't look like that one, but make it work locally for me so I always have a copy of it going. 10 minutes later, I had my own version of Where Goes Link Checker running on my local machine perfectly.
Nice.
Fucking AI code. Yeah. So what I'm actually doing now is I'm using all my free credits and I'm making a tool belt for sites that that tend to go away. I use some time calculators because I'm in podcasting. So there's I work with time a lot. It's like, okay, these are all the waypoints we have for ads that go into file, but somebody puts an ad at the beginning that's 3 minutes and 26 seconds. I need to shift all of those other timestamps down the line, and doing math is hard. So I created a little app that I put this in and put in the other timestamps, and it just shifts them automatically for me. All this stuff. I'm just making a utility belt that all runs locally on my computer with free fucking, token credits from all these LLMs that are trying to get customers before they run out of money. So I recommend that everybody do the same thing.
I have a quick tangent here, Jason, because something you just said sparked a thought in mine. You just said math is hard. My kid is 8 years old now, so he's trying to learn his multiplication tables and all that sort of stuff. So we're teaching him. He's got worksheets, all that sort of stuff. I play a lot of Yahtzee with him because that helps, obviously, right? Because you're doing multiplication, you're doing math, you're doing all that sort of stuff. You're doing addition. He is this next generation, the total digital natives. He's the fucking smartest little shit. When we're done with our Yahtzee game and he has to add up all his scores, he doesn't sit there and try. The idea, of course, is for him to write it out and do all the addition and figure it out. He goes, Alexa, what's 16 plus 32 plus 42 plus 86 plus 42 plus... And he does it all that way, little shit.
Well, that's what they said about the calculator when the calculator was invented. It was going to make us all dumb. But
I was so blown away. I was like, first off, no. Secondly, that's really goddamn smart.
Yeah. Yep. What's really smart is he asked Alexa, not Siri.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Thanks to Dad for being smart for that one.
Okay. And speaking of AI slop, Brian, YouTube is updating its monetization rules to crack down on low-quality AI-generated videos starting on July 15th.
You mean the low-quality AI videos that they were encouraging people to put up on YouTube just a little bit ago? Oh, okay.
Yeah, the ones that they're going to generate themselves through their
through their own tool to make them. Yeah,
exactly. So they're going to say, well, you can pay us to make them using our AI tools, but you can't monetize them on our monetization platform. So
funny how that works.
Yeah, they just want to get the money to come in, not go back out, because that's what possibly could have happened. They could have just been a broker. They could have just, been fine with taking their 3% off the top, but no, they just want to keep it all. So there you go. They say it's a minor tweak to their existing rules, but,
seems a little bit,
Their minor tweaks are, when they make a minor tweak to their monetization algorithm, that's probably hundreds of millions of dollars of downline value that's not getting given back to, I'm going to use the term in scare quotes here, creators, because these people aren't creating shit.
No, they are not.
The Dark Side. Ha! With Dave.
Welcome to The Dark Side with Dave. Our friend, podcast superhost Dave Bittner joins us every week. Dave decodes all things daily on the Cyberwire, exposes deception with Joe Kerrigan on hacking humans, dives deep into privacy with Ben Yellen on Caveat, breaks down industrial cybersecurity and Control Loop, and even brings the laughs on Only Malware in the Building. And we're so happy to have you back, Dave, after our prolonged absence. We missed you.
1 week.
Right. It took a little.
It felt like a month, man. When we take a week off, that's hard on me.
Sorry, Jason. I had to fly.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're actually in California now, Brian.
I am.
In spitting distance from Disneyland.
I can smell the caramel corn.
Very good. I am envious of your location.
We're hoping to be going next week. We're fingers crossed. I think we'll be going. So we'll see.
Yeah.
So I want to follow up on what we talked about with the emulating devices and Game Boy emulators.
Okay,
and
cool, guys. I'm
Pocket.
gonna go make a sandwich. I'll be back.
Okay, we'll talk about Star Wars or some shit in 5 minutes.
We'll page you when we start talking about Star Wars.
Okay,
exactly. So for some reason I was in the mood to. I was looking at the old Sony PSPs. To see if I could buy an old one with the Wipeout game, the cartridge and everything. And I'm like, okay. And then in the process of looking for one, you can get them. They're like $100. I'm like, it ain't that fun. I found PPSSPP, which is a PSP emulator for your iPhone, which is about the same. It's just like having a PSP.
Yeah.
And then I found that, all the games are out there, easy to get. The PSP emulator itself is free for download because now you can have emulators on the iOS store.
Right.
I've had those for a while.
At long last.
Took me about 5 minutes of, hanging on the backwaters of the internet to find every PSP ROM that's ever been made. Download those. And then I, installed the PPSSPP and installed Wipeout. And was playing inside of 10 minutes. No fuss, no muss. Easy peasy.
Yeah.
And so that just got me on a little bit of a tear. I'm like, okay, well, duh. Why don't I just look for emulators for the phone instead of going through all this trouble with my analog pocket and all this other crap? And then I found Delta. Delta supports NES, SNES, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Nintendo DS, Nintendo 64, and Sega Genesis. I was having problems getting the Game Boy ROMs onto my analog pocket. And I just gave up. I'm like, this is taking too much time. Ain't nobody got the time to steal this kind of shit. So I installed Delta and took all those ROMs that I had sitting around trying to get on my analog and just dumped them into my phone, which always helps this is why I like having a 1 terabyte drive on my phone because it doesn't matter.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Here's 300 gig of ROMs from the old days.
Yeah.
And boom, within 30 seconds, I'm playing Donkey Kong Country. I'm playing whatever game I ever want to play. So
how does it work like control wise with the touchscreen?
There's actually two modes. If you turn it vertical, you actually see the buttons like it's the actual emulator you're playing. So if it's a Game Boy, you get like kind of a Game Boy shell, and the buttons are in the same place as a Game Boy. Turn it horizontal, they're on the screen, which is kind of annoying. Which is why I recommend the Backbone iPhone game controller, which I happen to have lying around, which I've almost never used because there aren't that many games, like new games, that I want to play with it. Like driving games are kind of wonky with the sticks. I want a steering wheel, which you don't get, but that thing just plugs into your phone, and then you have a full controller to play all the old games, and it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. And the Backbone is on sale right now for like 40% off because it's Amazon's We Want All Your Money week.
Right.
So go check them out. They have USB-C there, and there's a Pro one. The one that I got was like $70 when I bought it. I think they're up to $100 now, but back down to 70 with the discount. They have a Pro one now that actually uses Bluetooth to connect, but it's like $170. So I pass on that one. Just get the one that plugs into your phone. It just clips in. It's beautiful. And then it just kind of plays like, I guess, a Switch would be, or any of those other, handheld game devices, which I don't have.
Right.
Because I don't need it now. Everything I need now.
Right.
Yeah. It's phenomenal. It's a great setup. I love, and the Backbone, when you're actually using the Backbone, phenomenal controller. Great, feels great in the hands. Well worth it if you want to play games on your phone for extended periods of time. And now with every ROM in the universe, I do believe there will be some extended periods of time that I'll be wanting to play my iPhone as a game controller.
Now, are these emulator apps on the App Store?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Delta emulator, you can pay to get a little bit extra. Same with the PSP one. There's like gold versions of both, but it works fine out of the gate for free. So, because they're all open source projects.
Right.
So they're
open source piracy.
Exactly. So you just have to hit the backwaters of the internet to go find your ROMs. But once you do that, you're solid, man. You're solid.
Yeah. I included a link here to the emulator I use on my Mac, which is OpenEMU, which same sort of thing. It's just a front end for a bunch of these open source projects, and it works pretty well. I also included a link to a timely story that we actually covered on today's Cyberwire, which is about the FBI taking down a Nintendo Switch piracy website.
Get your ROMs while you can is the...
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I want to update on this Anbernic device that I got. Again, tip of the hat to Grim Ghost on Mastodon for pointing it out and recommending it to me. And this is the little hardware device that has all the emulators built in, which is wonderful. It's about the size of an iPhone, has all the controls on it. The screen is actually quite good. And it comes preloaded with hundreds of games. But
that sounds illegal.
Well,
doesn't it?
Yes. Here's my point: is conspicuously missing are games from Nintendo.
Oh,
right.
Got it.
So because Nintendo is so litigious about these sorts of things, if you want to play Donkey Kong, if you want to play Super Mario, you got to go find the ROMs on your own, which is not hard to do.
Hence me playing Donkey Kong Country right at the gate.
Right. Now, the funny thing was I ordered this device. I think I ordered it on Friday when we record on the recommendation of our listener. It arrived on Saturday. The box came. I didn't take it out of the box. I handed the box to my son, Jack, and said, I want you to figure out how to use this and then come back and teach me.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
You're vibe dadding.
Vibe dadding.
Well, and I don't know, this is, I suppose on one level I should have some shame that this is where I am in my life now, where
what's the point in having children?
Well, exactly. I don't want to pull weeds on my own. I don't want to take the garbage out on my own. If I'm paying for college, damn it, you're going to learn how to run the emulator and teach me how. And you're also going to go out onto the internet and find the games that aren't on it and load it up. And that's exactly what he did. Excellent. So he went out and found all of the missing games, the Marios, the Donkey Kongs, the Mega Man 2s, all those sorts of things. So it's fully loaded up now. And I have to say, it's a fun little device. I'm happy I have it. It's a little overwhelming just how many games are on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole thing that goes on in the music industry too, right? Like it's like you load up your streamer of choice and it's just overwhelming how much music there is because there's everything ever, right? Like everything, every game that has ever been made is out there.
Right. And yeah, so you have this this curse of unlimited options. And how do you organize them, and how do you and you can tag favorites and things like that, but it's still it's a little overwhelming, but still happy I got it.
It's fun.
Yeah, it was, $75 well spent. It's a device I'm glad to have. One of those things you can throw in a bag if you're stuck somewhere or you just want to kill some time. You can play it.
Better than scrolling social media.
That's right. It'll hook up to Bluetooth headsets if you've got it, and it has a headphone jack and blah, 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 blah. It's remarkable how well built this little device is. I think, like we've talked about before, it is extremely well built with very inexpensive components, right? Yeah. But the screen itself is very good. This is not at all. They did not cheap out on the screen, so these folks know what they're doing. They know where to spend the extra 5 cents at the Chinese factory.
I think the Analog Pocket is so expensive because I think they had to license, do a lot of licensing with Nintendo for the actual cartridge port, probably. Oh yeah, and the IP behind that. So I think that there's probably some licensing fees that are passed on. Yeah, because it shouldn't be as expensive as it is for $250. It shouldn't be that way, but all of the add-ons that they have, the adapters and things like that. I smell a licensing deal.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. So part of playing with this device, the game that I have dug into the most and spent the most time on is Mega Man 2, which is my absolute favorite classic NES game. And it's one of the few games that I played all the way through and got to the point where I could just play it from start to finish. It probably took about an hour to do, and I would do that just as something to do to relax and because I could. So it's been fun to do that again, to try to remember how. Of course, I can't do it in an hour anymore, and I have not made my way all the way through, but I'm trying. But what strikes me about that game in particular is just what a banger of a soundtrack it had. And, that was one of the things about that NES was the capabilities and how clever they were with using its sound capabilities for good music and sound effects and all that kind of stuff compared to the other stuff that was out on the market at the time, especially personal computers. It was just so much better. So that got me thinking about the music of Mega Man 2, and I found a video on YouTube of an orchestra performing the music from Mega Man 2 and 3. Nice. Right? And I mean, it is nice. It's really nice. And of course I think it's in Japan, of course, because where else would it be?
Of course.
But I'm so happy that it is, and that someone did these orchestrations and somebody performed it, and that there's a market for this orchestra to get in front of an audience. And it makes me wonder, this is, I think, where we are when it comes to financing a city orchestra, right? That as many nights full of Mozart, Beethoven, and Bach, you have to do a night of everyone's favorite movie themes.
Exactly.
Totally.
To pay the bills.
I mean, the biggest thing at the Hollywood Bowl every year is the Star Wars nights.
Right.
With classical music, and everybody brings their lightsabers, and it's nuts, right?
Yeah.
Last time I was at the Hollywood Bowl was for Lord of the Rings.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that brings me to, I'll jump around a little bit, but that brings me to this documentary on Disney Plus about John Williams. I don't know if either of you have had the opportunity to watch it yet.
I have. It's phenomenal.
It's so good. It's really good. And I mean, the music of John Williams, I think it's fair to say, is the soundtrack of our lives. And I wonder where John Williams sits among the musical greats. Is it
way up there?
I certainly, when it comes to movie music, but I'm saying comparing him to the classical composers that we all know and love. I think it's fair to say at this point, more people have been exposed to John Williams music than probably any classical composer.
Oh, I agree, 100%. In fact, a couple weeks ago on this very show, I was talking about the Empire Strikes Back soundtrack as being just unfucking believably good. And it's pure classical music, and it's amazing.
Yeah. So part of what was in that John Williams documentary was the difficulties he had with the Boston Pops, and how many of the musicians were not pleased with him being brought on as their conductor. This is 20, 30 years ago, because they did not take movie music seriously. They did not think it was real classical music.
Yeah.
And the struggles that he resigned at one point and came back. But I think that argument's done. I think people now accept that this is the classical music of our time, and it's the thing that's keeping the doors open for so many orchestras around the world.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, even I know, you may not be aware of this, but Trent Reznor from Nine Inch Nails has done a lot of soundtracks, and he just announced a one-off music festival that is just film composers.
Oh, wow.
Playing live. I'm not going to be in LA when it happens, but I'd kill to go. It would be amazing. So.
Yeah. Well, and you see folks like Hans Zimmer.
Yeah.
Being able to tour,
Yes. He's touring. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's not just touring; he's also touring with the lead vocalist from Dead Can Dance is singing with him.
Right,
it's just unbelievable. Like it's amazing. It's an amazing time to be alive for that kind of stuff. Everything else sucks, but
but swinging back to the video games, I think what this speaks to is how evocative music is for all of us. And for me, I was reflecting on how the games that I really, really love all have a musical component to them. I was thinking like Spy Hunter, the Star Wars arcade game, Mega Man, Top Gear, Outrun, Vanguard, even games like Pac-Man and Galaga and Donkey Kong all have these musical components. And those are the ones that I come back to time and time again.
Well, I mean, Spy Hunter's use of Peter Gunn, that was mind-blowing for me. It was well before I'd ever heard the Peter Gunn song or theme or anything like that. And I was just like, whatever this is awesome. And just really getting into it.
And a quick callback, we had Mark Cantor on the show way back in the early day, who did the programming for Spy Hunter and took the Peter Gunn theme and turned it into code. So if you want to walk down memory lane and some terrible audio, go back and check out that episode with Mark Cantor.
It's, and you can listen to the entire Spy Hunter video game soundtrack on YouTube. They have it from start to finish. And part of what's remarkable about it is that, would you say his name is Dan Hunter?
Mark Cantor.
Mark Cantor, sorry. It rhymed. Mark Cantor did not phone it in, right?
Yeah. No.
There are it's like 15 minutes of original music.
Yes.
Right. And there are solos and there are variations. It's not just the same thing over and over again. And so when we had the opportunity to do those sorts of things in a game as old as Spy Hunter is, it's amazing. And I think that's a big part of why we have affection for those old games.
Yeah. And Mark to his credit, was no slouch of a coder. He went on to found a little company called Macromind, which then became Macromedia.
Okay. I'm familiar with a few of his products.
I might have used some of them now and then.
He's been smoking pot for 30 years, so he's not the same guy probably he was back then, but hey.
Well, Dave, I would say it's not even the old games. I mean, now let's talk about some other old games which aren't as old, but I mean, I know Jason and I, when we first worked together many, many years ago, Trent Reznor had done the soundtrack for Quake, which we played quite a bit. And it was a wonderful soundtrack that he did. Very interesting. And I know, Jason, you just mentioned Wipeout a few minutes ago. I know we played this on the stereo at our work incessantly when you and I worked together. The Wipeout XL soundtrack, which is one of the best soundtracks for a game ever made.
I think that soundtrack on that game single-handedly ignited the entire electronic music movement in the country because it was so popular and it was so good.
Yeah, we played this all the time. They don't
I still
have
play it.
They don't have it on a lot of streaming media, but I've included a link in the show notes. Somebody had put together the playlist from it. So yeah, it's an amazing soundtrack. Like I listen to that nonstop.
Yep. It's to the point now, if I listen to one of the albums, I expect the song from the soundtrack to come on next after that one's over.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we're coming up on time here, and I just before we wrap, I want to do one non-music game. I talked about this on the show before, and I just had an update. Mahjong Titan Plus on Apple Arcade. There's thousands of Mahjong boards on there, and a couple of weeks ago, I was on the quest to complete them all. I have finally completed them all.
Go on.
What do they send you? Do you get a medal? Do you get a check? What happened? Oversized check?
I get the freedom to poop without my phone in my hand playing Mahjong again is what I get. I have completed 4,678 boards, which ranks me 12,294th out of 1,910,570 players.
What a feeling of accomplishment that must give you at night.
It does. It fucking does. I know you're not a gamer, Brian, but some people out there will realize that I see that 12,294 and I'm like, I'm so close to the top. So close to the top.
I have never played Mahjong and I know nothing about it. So this is all new to me.
Okay.
But congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. It was an accomplishment.
My wife is of Chinese descent, and obviously she has a lot of Chinese relatives in Toronto specifically. I have been in one of those rooms, one of those back rooms where it's all like 85-year-old Chinese women playing Mahjong. It is crazy.
Yeah. Are they chain smoking and...
Oh yeah. There's chicken feet everywhere, and everybody's just chomping away. And
right. Don't you dare interrupt.
I was like, "What's this white boy doing in here?"
Right. Yeah. So it's the heat. Well, good for you. I talked about my accomplishment of making my way all the way through Mega Man 2. I suspect these are similar things. So at least I know how it feels.
Yeah, I played a game once.
Come on, you used to hang out in the Disneyland arcade.
I played a lot of Spy Hunter. I never finished it. Never.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The problem with Spy Hunter is that it is not a game that you can enjoy under emulation.
I'd imagine. You need the whole thing.
You need the steering wheel. Yeah. So, but you can listen to the soundtrack.
So, guys, I got a real quick question for you. Both of you guys live with women. And I wanted to figure out if this is
It makes it sound as if that's an odd thing.
Yeah. Real live women.
I've lived with women most of my adult life, so shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I've noticed that every time I go into the kitchen, the microwave never says the time. It's always just a couple
4
seconds.
Yep.
Exactly.
Oh.
So I'm trying to figure out if this is just a woman thing, an impatience thing, because I live with a very impatient person who just can't wait for the microwave to finish. It gets close and she's like, close enough, boom, and then leaves it. And so I'm always
annoying.
I'm always clicking the cancel button on the microwave, which leads me to 2 points. But the first is, apparently you deal with this too, Brian?
I do, 100%. My microwave is always on 3, 4, or 5.
Yes. Dave, you?
No, my wife has the opposite problem, which is that she is easily distracted. So she will forget that she put something in the microwave.
Ah, okay.
And then,
I get both.
We get that on the but that's on the stove. Okay. I spent 25 minutes cleaning a pan of rice yesterday that was completely burnt beyond recognition. But the microwave, on the other hand, never finishes.
But guys, I get both. Not only does my microwave say 3, 4, or 5, the coffee cup is inside of it.
Always.
Really? Always.
Oh,
that's a new twist.
That doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
No, it does not. It is very, it's an interesting thing.
So,
no.
Okay. I'm not alone on that. Now, the thing that gets me is we live in a technology age where we have a box that can take food and make it hot by pressing a button like it's out of fucking Star Trek.
Yeah.
But they can't figure out when you open the door to reset the clock. And they don't have to do it right away. You can wait a minute or two to turn it off. They can't figure that out. What kind of shitty, lazy-ass engineers do they have at these microwave companies that do that?
Okay. Yeah, I don't think they should reset when you open the door, because sometimes you have to stir things and then put them back
agreed.
in.
That's why I was saying give it a minute or two after,
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think there should be a timeout where if after X number of minutes, the microwave just, like, I don't know, first it beeps and then it gives you another minute and then it resets itself. That seems completely reasonable to me.
Yeah.
And maybe somebody's going to write in and say there is a $4,000 microwave that does this exact thing.
Well, I just did a quick Google search, Dave. And I just did a quick Google search, and yes, there are smart microwaves with Wi-Fi and voice control. You can connect your microwaves to Alexa, and so there are multiple options for you to be able to control and reset everything. And I'm sure there's one that actually does a reset itself, but you could just tell your Alexa or Siri to do it if you got the right microwave.
Well, I'm never going to buy that microwave, so.
Well, then you will live with 3, 4, or 5 seconds on your microwave and having to press the button yourself.
But let me ask you this. So what happens when you point out this oddity to the lovely lady in your life?
Divorce.
You don't. You never know.
You don't. You do not.
Don't bring it up.
No,
I see.
Never.
Why the fuck would you ever do that? That's dumb.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not a newbie when it comes to marriage, so I certainly understand.
Wives famously love to have things pointed out to them.
That's
yes.
true.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm not even married. It's just a roommate situation. And no.
Usually if in my relationship, if I were to point that out, I will get a litany of the things that I do horribly wrong.
Yeah.
So I don't need that.
Invariably a much longer list.
It's much longer.
You don't open that door. You do not open that door, period.
Nah, choose your battles.
Exactly.
Choose your battles.
It's not that hard to hit cancel.
That's true. That's true. Come to
And
think
much,
of it, there is
much less
here,
expensive than the divorce.
Yeah. There is someone here at the office who does that. Leaves,
they're fair game.
leaves
fuck
it with
leaves
a few seconds. And what annoys me about that is that the microwave does beep, and I can hear it from my studio. So I'm like, somebody left the microwave. But I don't know. We'll never know who.
Okay. I just wanted to clear up that modern technology inconvenience. So
yeah,
they need a sniglet for that.
I'm sure there is one. I got the books. I should dig it up.
Oh man, Brad, what was it? That was that. Who's the comic who did Sniglets?
Rich Hall.
I was going to say Brad Hall. Rich Hall. Okay.
No, it's Dan Hunter's brother.
Yeah. Brad Hall. Okay.
No, I have all the Sniglets books right next to my Murphy's Law books. I got those. I rebought those a couple years ago, and I'm never giving them up. Sniglets
I have
are
a bunch
awesome.
of the Jay Leno headlines books, which still make me laugh.
Oh, you're the one that makes. Okay.
I heard that one was sold of those.
Yeah, I knew it went somewhere.
I don't know. Yeah.
All right, guys.
Okay.
Talk
See you
to you
next
week.
Closing shout outs.
Over at Patreon, we've got one new Patreon, Fourth Guy. Thank you very much for the patronage and the hat tip earlier. And from the Legacy Files, Oliver, Steve, Macy, Brett, Thomas, Brian, Jason, Rogue Sphere Studios, Copper 3K, and Ivor. Thank you all very much.
Yes, thank you. Over at PayPal, we've got Jonathan, Levy, Judge, Florian, Ralph, Miles, Nicola, Robert, and Thomas.
And over the tip jar, we've got Adam, and Jessica bought some merch this week. Thank you, everybody. And just a quick reminder, if you want to support the show and keep us on the air, you can head over to gog.show/donate to find multiple avenues to give us your hard-earned money. Or you can go to patreon.com/GOG. And if you go there and sign up for as little as $3 a month or pay for the whole year and get a discount, you get the show a little bit early, ad-free, and at high definition.
Woohoo.
Sadly, no reviews this week. Boo.
Boo.
But happy birthday to friend of the show, Robert Fogarty, who does our voiceovers and intros and things like that. Happy birthday, old boy.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
Until next time, I'm Jason DeFilippo.
And I'm Brian Schulmeister. Thanks for listening to Grumpy Old Geeks. Get all the links and goodies from today's episode at gog.show/704. Want to keep the grumpiness alive? Toss a few bucks our way at gog.show/donate. Every penny helps keep the show on the air. Love the show? Share it. There's a share button in your podcast player. Use it to spread the grumpiness to friends, foes, and everyone in between. We'll love you for it. Swing by gog.show to join our Discord and chat with us and other show fans. Got thoughts, feedback, cool links? Hit us up at gog.show/contact. And don't forget to leave a 5-star review at gog.show/review, and we'll read it on the show. And guess what? We've got GOG merch. Snag your grumpy gear now at shop.gog.show. Stay grumpy.